Well, 01-10 is a kind of a classic case in my uh, experience. I've used it for a lot of years. And again, it's one of the cases that is interesting and instructive just because it's really not all that important. Um, it's about an engineering graduate who uses um, an offer of a recruiting trip to take advantage of that and to have a vacation. And there are complications here in the facts. I mean, you read it and you'll see. But essentially, the idea is that the engineer is, and one may even wonder if they're yet an engineer. They're an engineering graduate who's yet to begin work. So there's a lot of interesting complications in the case, but it boils down to taking advantage of a situation to get over. Um, Engineer A has no intention of accepting um, the offer of employment from XYZ. Engineer A is going to is determined, has decided in their mind to accept it, the offer from ABC instead. Yet accepts the trip. Really, again, not a big deal, but um, it points up the difference between the kind of behavior and ethics that are expected of a professional as opposed to a non-professional in business. When it comes down to it, the engineer A, is taking advantage of XYZ. And really, I think the question to ask is if XYZ knew of engineer A's state of mind with regard to the job offer from ABC, would they still extend the offer for the trip? The answer is probably no. So engineer A is taking advantage of XYZ. Now, if engineer A were to disclose their state of mind, let them know, listen, I have determined, you know, to accept this offer from another company, and XYZ were still to extend the trip, then I think there'd be nothing wrong with it. It's really about disclosure. So it's actually quite complicated set of circumstances, even though the consequences are not so great. But I think again, it's one of those instructive cases where the things like the last case involving not getting back to somebody and not returning calls and emails, something that may be just unwise or fairly trivial in ordinary business life becomes a matter of ethics in professional life.